And at some point, the term area Fada was added to your name at some point, and which is most likely a reflection of who you were, your activity out there. In fact, I'm going to use this particular story. Sometime in the 90s, I believe, a Nigerian drinks company organized a concert in Nigeria where they invited 50 Cent to come and perform. And it was a 4-city show, and they had done the first show, and they were going to be traveling across Nigeria, and they had a whole host of Nigerian soul artists as support acts on that show. And on that particular show, they hired a jet that was going to they chartered a jet to move everybody. And the seating arrangement was such that the front section, which is classified as the first class of VIP, was going to be for the foreign acts, and the back seats was going to be for the home artist. And an artist in the person of Eedris Abdulkareem walked into the plane and just went to sit in the front. And at some point, security details for 50 Cent went in, and they physically removed him from that seat.
They beat the shit out of him, put him in the yes. Beat the fucking shit out of that boy.
And he made a call. He made a call to Area Fada, who reportedly showed up with over 300 Okada riders on the tarmac.
3,000 Okada.
On the tarmac of the Retaliated domestic airport. And the long and short of this was, because I was watching an interview that his name skips my mind, right? A member of the G unit. He did an interview.
Young Buck.
Thank you, Charlie Shopsido. And that's Shopsido, one of the leading stars and faces of entertainment in the UK. Shopsido. And he made a comment that, man, I went to Nigeria, man. I'm doing this show, you know. And this guy called somebody, I don't know who he called. This biker just showed up, you know. We had to go back to the States. Now, what I want to bring out of that is, first and foremost, you came out and stood up for an artist, a Nigerian artist. And ever since then, what happened in the corporate world in Nigeria was, ever since then, they realized that they had to put some respect to the names of Nigerian artists. Yes. Yeah. They had to add some respect. And subsequently, that became a factor. Let me tell you part of the things that happen. When they go to this show at times, they have a backstage area. If you went to shows in Nigeria, there's just the one backstage. No, I just want to lead it now. They have backstage area, and they bring the Nigerian artists who will start up. But once the foreign artists arrive, they chase all the Nigerian artists out of the backstage. They have to go into the crowd. You know. So, two questions here, sir. You stood up for an artist, and that singular move changed the mindset and the mentality of the corporate world towards the way they dealt with Nigerians. Number one. But secondly, Eedris Abdulkareem paid a major price because he was blacklisted thereafter. So talk about the whole incident and the beats I missed out, sir.
Okay. I've always been a fighter right from when I was born. You know, the thing I don't agree. I don't like what I hate. Yes. And my father always used to say, hey son, wherever you see injustice, fight it, or it will come back to chop your head off. At the time in question, I was, at a certain time, I think 2002, I was the president of the Performing Musician Association of Nigeria. So then I used to walk around like a governor. I used to carry guns and things like that. I used to have like about 20, because it's called show business, you see, you know. So I used to have like about 20 bouncers. I paid through my nose in those days. I used to have groupies who are following me. But at that time in question, I mean, maybe I find Steve, when I say that one, fine, well. Okay, at that time, if you remember, the radio stations were only allowed to play 10% of Nigerian music. The rest was foreign music. What's up with that? Yeah? At that time, pirates descended on the Nigerian artists like we are doing you a favor. And that's how they would take Nigerian music and just bastardize it everywhere. At that same time, unfortunately for people like Multi-Choice that just came into Nigeria, they go carry Charly Boy show from NTA.
No licensing.
No permission, nothing. Let me get show. NTA just carry the show, give them, sell to them, collect money. They no give me nothing. Upon all my suffer, I said, aha, people don't enter my trap. Of course, I took them to court. I took Multi-Choice to court. After I won Multi-Choice, they settled, they pay. I took NTA to court.
How much did they pay?
How much did they pay? Which one concerns me? So these were all the fight. But the most obnoxious of them all was the fact that the corporate Nigeria was also party to disrespecting the artists. It remained, make them say, they do a different stage, one stage here, this is for Nigerian artists, this other stage for 50 cents and him people. They had no respect. At that time, Nigerian artists was earning, anybody will earn up to 150,000 was a big guy. Even though that I put out a bulletin, nobody, all the A-list artists, if you don't pay 1 million, don't do any show.
And this was you as P-Man president at the time?
Precise. So when 50 cents came now, and then my Pekin, Eedris, come call me, say, oh God, they don't batter me or they don't beat me. I just stepped into the Okada. If you see me that day, I was looking like a house boy. I was so raggedy, it was unbelievable. But in those days, as I dey go, I saw Okada people, would they follow me. They don't know where they go. They just follow me. That was how we landed at the airport. 50 Cent was sitting pretty in
first class.
No, not in the lounge, in the car. They were about to board the next plane to Port Harcourt. They just started their show. So now I entered there and said, so you came here in my own neighborhood to mess up my guy and you want to go to Port Harcourt. You think you can go out to that Port Harcourt? I know those are not light words for niggas from the ghetto, and this is not his road. So, and I said it again, so you go hear and well. Long story short, from that airport, they went back to America. They don't even enter Lagos town. So the thing can scatter Nigeria brewery's head. I don't know as they managed go talk to, then Obasanjo was trying to do a third term. I don't know what lie they go tell for them. The next thing, of course, they invited me to Abuja and they locked me up for 1 month.
Whoa.
So that's what I got from trying to stand up. But the fight succeeded because at the end of the day, they respected themselves. They would always come to pay P-Man before they bring any foreigner. We they tell them. That was why when Wyclef John came, he was greeted by 20,000 Okada people. Wyclef freaked out.
One of the most successful foreign shows in Nigeria.
Because Guinness did the right thing.
He decided to go on your bike.
Say?
He decided to go on your bike.
Yes, I had 2 of my bikes there for him. He just entered the bike. He don't know where to go.
But sir, can I just say something? I think it's also because of the person that Wyclef is. I think it's also because of the person that he is.
Well, yeah, he's popular, all right.
No, not about popular, but the way he is. You know, he's the kind of person that I think resonates with the kind of people that Nigerians are. He's not.
What are you talking? Okada people, then they blame me. Where they see my claim?
No, I'm saying that he seems like a humble. I've never met him.
Oh yeah,
He seems like a humble person. That's what I meant.
That's what I meant.
That's what I meant.
Very right. Yeah, very right. You know.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.